All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Alaska Stock Talk. And let's just get right into it. We're all here. You clicked on this video because you're interested in OCUGEN, right? And let me just start this video off with a little disclaimer. I am invested in this stock, so you need to take anything that I say with a little bit of a grain of salt. Do your own research. This is not financial advice. You need to figure out on your own if you'd like to invest in this stock and whether or not it'd be a good time or not to do so. Don't use this video to go ahead and make a choice on whether or not you're going to purchase this stock. I'm mostly making this video for people that have been holding on to this stock for many years, like I have myself. That's why I've had so much time to learn and research about this stock, the people that are a part of it, businesses, companies, partnerships, all that are surrounding this. So if you haven't watched my previous video, you might want to do so. I'll link it down in the description of this video. But in that one, I show you guys, let's go to the daily here. I showed you in that video how every time the 13 MA has crossed over the 200 MA, we have seen hundreds of percent gains here. Like you can see that time, it crossed here, it went up. Also in between each individual big spike, we've had up to $17, $18. That's the case, okay? So, by the way, this video, first portion here is going to be the TA, so if you're just interested in the technical analysis of OCGEN, you can stay for that. The second half is going to be going through all these different tabs that I have open here of some recent developments, some things that people may have not noticed, some things that I've dug up. It's going to get pretty juicy. You might want to stick around for that, okay? But let's get talking here. The new bullish signal that I saw, it's only occurred once in this stock's lifetime, okay? And we need to go to the weekly for it. Okay, let's get this figured out here a little bit. We can see what's going on. And it's also using our moving averages. All right, it is the, so this is before OCUGEN took over the stock here. So 2019 over here is when OCUGEN bought in. So the, the 13 MA has only crossed on the weekly chart the 15 or the 50, the 13 here in blue has only crossed the 50 here once, right here. And then what happened immediately after? Boom. This is when we had the huge bull run all the way up to 19. Also several spikes until the next time, or until the 13 came back and gave us this death cross, you could call it here. And boom, right back down we go. Okay, so that's the one time we've had that, and it has signaled this huge bull run, or this biotech season, you could call it, run. And I think it's about to signal again, okay? Because what these moving averages are showing trends in the market. And the last 2 years, we know, not just our stock, OCUGEN here, has been in a downtrend, especially biotechs. So this signal here, to me, is looking like we might just get that signal for the second time in this stock's lifetime, right? And here we go. We see the 13 is quickly making a sharp turn up towards that 50. And if that happens, it's gonna hopefully be huge, right? Hopefully we see this some sort of move like this, or at least we know it's going to signify the new trend in the market, right? Hopefully when we get above here, the 50, and then hopefully both of these, the 50 and the 13, move up to the 200, right? That will really signify a change in the bull market. Biotechs, small caps, hopefully that's what this is signaling here. And hopefully we get some good news from Shankar soon that will really push this up above there. And if we go back to the daily, right, we know we're about to cross right now, right? We're right on the tip on the daily there of the 13 crossing the 200. Which to me, right, so when you have these smaller averages, right, we have the 13 and then this one is even smaller here, the 5 in red, right? They're telling us the short term, right? So these are curving up faster than the 50, our long terms here. So these lower ones curving up over to the 200 is signaling for, it's telling us this one's also on its way up, right? Don't get me wrong, bad news could come out, the market could turn, and something could happen and we could very much go back down. So don't just take this as saying, he's saying we're going to the moon for sure, right? That's not the case. Anything can happen, but this is a very bullish signal, everything I've been talking about so far. Okay, so let's learn about the moving averages here just a little bit to help you understand what I'm talking about here. So, when a trader has assessed their time horizon, the next step is to use the trend to determine when it might make sense to enter or exit a trade. This can be done by using two moving averages in what's known as a crossover, right? That's what I've been showing you. To create an SMA crossover system, start by choosing a time horizon. For example, an intermediate term approach could include 20-day and 50-day moving averages, right? We were looking at the 13 and the 50 and the 200 for me. When the shorter average of the 20-day MA, in this case, crosses above the longer average, that often signals a stronger likelihood of an uptrend. Some traders might take this as a potential buy signal, okay, so that's what we're looking at. On the other hand, when the shorter MA crosses below its longer counterpart, that may signal an uptrend, may be ending or perhaps even reversing to the downside, okay, so that's what I was saying. Don't think that that can't happen, right? We can always something can always happen where it can send us back down. So that's what we need to be careful about. So a potential advantage to using two moving averages is to help verify or confirm a signal. With just one MA, a buy signal might be triggered whenever a stock's closing price moves above it. This signal may or not be valid. When markets get choppy, price can close above and below an MA in frequent succession. This can make it difficult to identify entry and exit points traders might find helpful. The SMA crossover technique can potentially help traders avoid false signals and whipsaw moves. All right, so you don't want to just go off of one signal, right? We also want to check other indicators. We don't want to just use one indicator to see if we're moving bullish here. This one is called the TTM squeeze, and it uses Bollinger Bands and the Keltner channels here to figure out when a type of squeeze is happening, when there is some movement, a trend, a changing in the trend of a market, right? And if we go back here, we can see that we're having some of the most trends change in the market over here, right, than we have had in a while, right? Not since the last times we have seen these gargantuan spikes. So right now we're seeing the most strength that we've seen in a while. So that's another indicator that we can use. That's kind of telling us, you know, this is a very bullish thing that we're seeing right now. All right. So that, I believe, is it for the technical analysis portion of this video. If that's all you're interested in, you can go ahead and stop here. We're going to move into some of the expansions and things that I have found about OCUGEN themselves. All right, so This is a document that I think a lot of people have seen. OCUGEN India Private Limited. A couple people on Twitter have posted this. You know, this is telling us, hey, OCUGEN is setting up a company R&D facility in Hyderabad next to Bharat Biotech, right? And to me, that's huge. And I found a little bit of development on this here yesterday as I was searching. I found this article which I had not seen in the past, kind of explaining more what's going on here. I think this was looked over by a lot of us in this stock. So we're going to talk about it today, and I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts on what this is all about. All right, U.S.-based OCUGEN to open R&D center on gene cell therapies in Hyderabad. The center would make a positive economic impact in the region, provide a significant number of jobs over the next few years. All right, great picture here. Everybody should recognize these two guys for sure, right? Shankar and Aaron are two main players at OCUGEN. OCUGEN tends to establish a research and development R&D center in Telangana that will focus on creating cutting-edge modifying gene therapies, regenerative cell therapy, and vaccines to address unmet medical needs. The center would make a positive economic impact in the region and provide a significant number of jobs over the next few years. The announcement was made after Minister K.T. Rama Rao, which is this fellow here, meeting with Dr. Shankar Musunuri, Chairman, CEO, and co-founder of OCUGEN. Dr. Aaron Yu, Chief Scientific Officer, our guy over here, Head of Research, Development, and Medical at OCUGEN, and Dr. A.J. Partlori, in charge of the OCUGEN India project in New York. M. Jayesh Ranjan, IAS, Principal Security Industries, and these other people were here at this meeting they're just mentioning. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things they said. We look forward to expanding operations in India and beginning to transform OCUGEN into truly global organization as we pursue new approaches to medicine, being bold and thinking differently with patients at the center of everything we do. We are grateful for this opportunity and it has been a pleasure collaborating with the Telangana authorities, said Dr. Shankar Musunuri, Chairman, CEO, and co-founder of OCUGEN. So that right there, authorities, I'm taking as government. We're working with the government. This fella here in the middle used to be the minister for the government of commerce, right? Industries and commerce. Pretty huge player over there. He still is. So yeah, that leads me to believe that we're working with the Indian government as well as this guy for OCUGEN to get set up there. Okay, Minister K. Rama Rao, that's this guy here, said, I'm delighted to welcome OCUGEN to Hyderabad. This is a testament to the vibrant biotech industry and a strong academic base in the state that has attracted both local and international players to establish research and development centers. As part of our 2030 vision of becoming a USD 250 billion ecosystem, we had identified complex manufacturing and advanced therapeutics as a key pillar for growth, and I believe this investment focused on growth, and I believe that this investment focused on cell and gene therapy is strategic in nature to drive growth in emerging areas of life sciences, right? Something we've heard Shankar say many times in the past. Yeah, huge. So I found another article right now where Mr. Rao is saying right now Hyderabad is sitting at a 80, I think $85 billion ecosystem, and he's hoping to triple that up to a $250 billion ecosystem by 2030, and he's delighted to welcome OCUGEN to part of this, right? Huge. I mean, huge news here. I'm not sure how a lot of us have missed it. Maybe people have seen this. I have not seen this. This is huge, okay? Based out of Pennsylvania. Okay, we all know about OCUGEN. We'll skip that part. Establishing an R&D center in India creates a niche for discovering next-generation regenerative and genetic medicines to address unmet medical needs. I'm excited to work with the strong scientific and medical communities in Hyderabad while we continue to advance the development of therapeutic candidates at OCUGEN. Okay, our future colleagues in India will be a valuable addition to the OCUGEN team, said Dr. Aaron Wright. Dr. A.J. Portlori, in charge of the Auckland India project, said, "We are thrilled to establish our R&D facility in the Telangana state and are deeply grateful for the unwavering support and various incentives offered by the minister and his team." Okay, this really piqued my interest when I read this part. I'm interested to find out what are the incentives that Ocugen uh, was offered and are going to be receiving by the minister and his team, right? The minister, the fellow in the middle here, and his team, government. Their commitment to going above and beyond to ensure the success of this project reflects the spirit of innovation and collaboration in the region. We look forward to contributing to the thriving biotech ecosystem in Hyderabad and working together to potentially bring transformative therapies to patients in need. Um, Hyderabad is striving to be the knowledge capital of the world's life sciences industry. Okay, Shankar has mentioned that many times. The city already serves more than 1,000 global life sciences companies in their innovation journey, including the top 10 pharma companies. 4 of the top 10 global innovator companies now have a direct presence in Hyderabad through their dedicated centers. These centers drive a core R&D, digital, and engineering activities, thereby contributing to bringing life-saving, cost-effective therapies and devices to patients worldwide. And Hyderabad wanted Ocugen to be a part of this, right? Why were they offering Ocugen various incentives, right? Ocugen wasn't begging Hyderabad to be a part of this. Hyderabad, the Telangana state, is giving Ocugen incentives. Please come join us, okay? I think that's huge. All right, so we're gonna take a look at this quick little video here. We're not going to watch the whole thing. I'm just going to show you some key points here. This is Mr. Rama Rao talking about what I just mentioned there. So let's watch here. Okay, that what you just said there too, huge, right? Uh, Already have the USDA approved facilities there, some of the largest in the world. Okay, so if you want to watch this whole thing, you can find this on YouTube. I'm going to skip up here to this part here. Okay, so he's mentioning here real quickly a Y hub with UNICEF. UNICEF works in over 190 countries and territories to save children's lives, to defend their rights, and to help them fulfill their potential from early childhood through adolescence, and we never give up. Just like I've been posting about Shankar, right? These guys, they're all about they're truly about helping the people, the children, the minorities, the ones in need. And that's what I really love about supporting OCUGEN and the companies that are associated with them. Awesome stuff. Okay, so another pretty huge thing he just mentioned there, they're gonna start a pharma city. At least they were wanting to. But I did do a little bit of research here. He just said, hopefully, talks about a court case. There were some problems with the land that they were working on, and um, they were worried that the land was going to be polluted from having a pharma city like this. So I did a little bit of digging. There was actually some FUD articles that came out, of course. They're always over there in India. Some people are always trying to do their best to throw FUD at um, uh, Bharat Biotech, Hyderabad, and all the stuff going on over there. They started to say, "Oh, they're scrapping the pharma city and also a train infrastructure and all this stuff, sending mad FUD." And then 4 days ago, they put out this article saying, "Hey, there was no plans to stop it. We've just had to change plans a little bit here." And now they're not doing the pharma city all in one spot. They're going to be doing it in different uh, sections, right, around there. They'll do small pharma villages, right? Still huge, what they're saying here. And OCUGEN is going to be a part of this right next there alongside of Biotech and all the other main uh, big pharma over there in India, right? We're going to be a part of it. Um, okay. Okay, I did look this up too. Although this is not where it's taking place anymore, I just wanted to show you guys the map of what's going on here. This is actually where OCUGEN um, This is where OCGEN India is right here. So our new OCGEN spot's over here, and this is Hyderabad. And on the map, right up here, actually, is where I can remember it's right here. Right here is actually where Bharat Biotech is located in Genome Valley. And then the area they were talking about was just an hour away. And OCUGEN and Bharat Biotech are an hour drive away from each other. I posted this map, but I don't think a lot of people knew what I was pointing out there. Okay. All right, so yeah, huge things going on in India. I don't really expect um, this stuff over in India to really kick off for probably another couple years or so, but it really just lends to the credibility of the longevity that Oxygen is going to have. I think even if for some reason we don't get to the dollar and they have to do an RS, hopefully not, right? Worst case scenario, but hopefully not. Um, in the long term, I still believe that there's huge hope for Ocugen, even if that was to take place, right? They're setting themselves up to be right alongside some of big pharma over in India, and we're already connected with Asia. And like he said, he's got BioAsia here. Like he said, they already have a huge BioAsia pharmacy, you know, hint, hint, a Cancino partner, right? There's already connections there, our partner too. Um, either, I mean, we could think about what this means. Are we going to merge? Will they do an acquisition? There's just, Ocugen is keeping all this a secret, right? Why didn't they post this, right? Why is Ocugen India Center, this is a subsidiary of Ocugen, but it's not posted yet. And I had a little birdie told me that we all saw the article where it says there's only 800, they paid 800,000, right? I think it says it somewhere in here. Yeah, they paid 8 lakh, which is about 800,000 for us to make this place. A little birdie told me that as long as they don't go up to 1 million, they don't have to um, they don't have to put out in a SEC filing that it's a subsidy. So why are they keeping this a secret? Why is this such a secret right now? Why don't they want the stock price to go up? Is that why they're not telling us? Because they want to keep it down for now. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense why they, I mean, this whole thing is very bullish to me. It sounds like India government funding and establishing ourselves there to for huge things, right? Why are we keeping this a secret right now is a big question that I have. All right, the last thing that I want to get into, because this video is probably really long right now already, is to talk about the Hyderabad Angels. The Hyderabad Angels prides itself on being India's premier platform for connecting established angel investors and new generation entrepreneurs with innovative business ideas. Established in the year 2012 with the objective of nurturing aspiring entrepreneurs, HAA today invests in promising startups globally to create tangible as well as intangible value. Since the wave of startup ecosystem is spreading like a wildfire in the country, we are doing our bit by mentoring and hand-holding the startups wherever and whenever needed. Our investors are leading venture capitalists, entrepreneurs, and business leaders who, with their financial and business acumen, is committed to providing support to the Indian and global startup ecosystem. Support to our investee organizations is a key element of our services in building a win-win partnership between the investors and entrepreneurs. Based out of Hyderabad, we source and invest in opportunities from all over India as well as overseas countries including the USA, UK, Singapore, and UAE. We collaborate with other angel networks, incubators, accelerators, and institutes from all corners of the country to discuss, ideate, co-invest, and share knowledge. And you might be saying, why? What about these guys, right? What about them? So, that brings us to this guy, Mr. Alluri here. Mr. Alluri Rao has over 20 years of organizational building and corporate experience in India, United Kingdom, and United States. He is the managing director at Morgan Stanley Private Equity India. Mr. Rao headed the operations of the Indian Private Equity Unit. He served as a chairman of the board at Avantor Performance Materials India Limited. He has made several investments in the healthcare sector. He served as director of investments at ICICI Venture, as well as director of investments at the Second Limited. He spearheaded the life sciences and chemicals practice business at ICI Venture, which was focused on the emerging biotech, restructuring pharma, evolving healthcare, and enabling technology sectors. Mr. Rao serves as a member of the board on several of these portfolio companies. His private equity experience has spanned from turning around startups, identifying innovative investment opportunities, investing in growth opportunities, and executing successful exits. Mr. Rao's prior experience includes hands-on experience at a very senior levels in business development, mergers, and acquisitions, P&L responsibility, and corporate strategy in the pharmaceutical sector with large Indian companies like Ranbaxy Laboratories Limited and Natco Pharma Limited. He has completed Global Executive Leadership Program from Yale University and a Sloan Fellow from London Business School. He is MBA Marketing and Finance from Osmania University and B Farm from BITS Pilani. All right, this part really caught my eye here. His prior experience with mergers and acquisitions, and the real juicy thing here is, who is this guy to us, to OCUGEN? He just so happens to be one of our newly appointed directors of OCUGEN India Private Limited. So I can leave it up to you guys in your imaginations. Why is Mr. Rao a part of that company now? Will there be a merger, an acquisition? What is he doing? How is he helping us? Okay, big things going on here. All these things that I've been talking about. And just one little quick thing before we go. Okay, here is the main fella again here. He's on Twitter, KTR. You might want to follow him. This was back when this article came out. Delighted to welcome OCUGEN to the vibrant biotech ecosystem of Hyderabad as they are setting up an R&D center with focus on modifier gene therapies and regenerative cell therapy, which is one of the key areas of focus for us when we look to triple the size of life sciences ecosystem to USD $250 billion, and OCUGEN is front and center as part of this whole thing. All right. Really long video. Hope everybody stayed to listen to the whole thing so we really know what's going on. But that's about it. All right.